Hi guys. So I'm Viridian Rays. My real name is Destiny Canapo. I um I write music to kind of get out the frustrations of life between having lupus and being a bigger girl, PCOS, anxiety, ADHD, autism. It's kind of hard to express yourself during your daily life. And I kind of wrote psychedelic daydreams to get over it. And then I have my second album, Sobering, which is going to be just everything that I have recovered from, along with some really fun tunes like Rainbow Riot. Rainbow Riot is going to be a hit. I can already tell. That in Four Walls. There is literally a line in Four Walls that I think everyone can relate to. That line being, people I knew did that to me. So I've been through a lot. But that being said, we're gonna get into some makeup and we're gonna talk about some of the music that I have essentially written for this new album. So I don't actually know the brands that I am using for certain things. So keep that in mind. I just kind of have some random stuff that I'm going to be using. Look at these. I'm probably going to wear these because I love my ears. My little fairy ears. They are very compatible with like my headpiece here. But I'm going to take that out because no bueno. I don't like the look of how it kind of just pushes that back. Let's put the little ears in. So the whole thing with Viridian Rays is I kind of like this like fairy vibe. I like kind of become myself a little bit more. Like even on my hand I have tattooed this lovely little red-headed fairy in a green dress on a little mushroom. That's kind of who I am. I'm a fairy. It's actually hysterical because my mom growing up, she would call me her little fairy or her little angel. And then I had a teacher in the 9th grade. Her name was Mrs. Tokash. She was freaking amazing. She had given me these fairies that were initially her daughters that she got for her at Disney, I think she said. There was one in a purple dress that had like flowers, like purple flowers as like the motif with black hair, and one in a green dress with red hair. And when she gave them to me, she kind of gave me like this cute little speech that like I reminded her of like a dragon slaying fairy. I want to think of myself as more of like a dragon riding fairy. I want to be a badass. I don't want to be a murderer. But yeah, she was kind of like a guiding force growing up. Because when I met Miss Tokash, she was kind of like going through some stuff herself. She made like my whole high school experience great because she was one of my best teachers. I had 3 teachers that I really loved. Her, Mr. Regal, and Master Sergeant Bowers in my ROTC class. Actually, some of the things that I learned were in ROTC. For this, like cadence, I was really bad before ROTC. Sorry, my camera went out. I literally could not hold a beat. And then Mr. Regal, he was like a big help with like my music journey. I absolutely could not read music, even though I had been in choir and music since like forever. Literally since I was in elementary. I want to say 3rd grade. Is when I started choir, but I was always in music. Like, we had music every Thursday at Chrisman Elementary. And it was just like that point in my life that I realized I really, really wanted to double down and become this singer. And I used to sing every day in the hallways at school. Like, literally every day. I would sing everything from pop to screamo to metal. And I just loved singing. I was discovering myself as I went, and it was beautiful. But people aren't always accepting of that, and I agree. You shouldn't be singing in the hallways at school because not everyone wants to hear you. Now that being said, be who you're gonna fucking be. If you want to sing, be a singer. If you want to dance, be a dancer. I am not working with this. Sorry. So yeah, there's a lot that went on during those times that I was in school. In sobering, you're gonna hear about a teacher that called me heavy during a time I didn't realize I had asthma. And every year I was getting heavier and heavier because I also had lupus. Well, we were running the mile and I couldn't make it under 7 minutes, I want to say. And I was having trouble breathing. And when I got around finally, after like the 8-minute mark, I think it was 8 minutes and 30 seconds, the teacher pulled me aside and said, hey, you need to stop eating food that's bad for you. You need to stop eating potato chips because it's going to affect your grade. Now, at the time, we were actually really poor, my family, and we couldn't afford stuff like potato chips. We were literally living like paycheck to paycheck because my mom was disabled. And we were going to food pantries weekly. So we got whatever they had, and most of the times they just had like cakes and like canned beans. I want to say we ate a lot of refried beans. A lot of refried beans. My mom would make like pasta. And she was a great cook, let me just tell you. This woman could make chicken like it was nobody's business. What else? So, like, I was bullied a lot, not just by teachers, just in general. By kids in my school, they actually had this thing where they did destiny germs, which really shaped a big part of my life, and I did not like that. Though, I did eventually find friends, and some of those friends were the people that were doing that. Even though they hurt me, I learned that, time kind of just marches on. And you gotta just deal. I haven't even opened this lip liner yet. I'm gonna use it. Yeah, you just gotta deal with it. Eventually people will be sorry for what they did and they'll come back to you, and while you don't have to forgive them, you will find out that some of them were just going through shit themselves. I'm not gonna talk while I do this, cause, yeah. I suck at lip liner. Just a heads up. But yeah, a lot of my music is like about that, as well as like stuff that has happened as an adult. As an adult, I actually was homeless for like 6 months in the winter, and that was kind of like an oh shit moment. Like, my life is kind of not where I want it to be. And so I started saving every penny that I could when I was working at Meijer to actually own something. So I saved up for those 6 months. I saved around $800, and I purchased a trailer in like the cheapest valley area of the trailer park that I was in. And so when I got that trailer, I was there for about 3 weeks before my previous boyfriend slash fiance of 9 years kind of messaged me, and he's like, hey, I was supposed to stay with this one girl after we broke up and after the whole tent situation. Can I come stay with you? And at the time, I was not over him. Not at all. And so I was like, hell yeah, sure. When can he come? And I let him come stay with me. And that was kind of like one of the dumbest decisions of my life. After he came to stay with me, we had another friend who's like, hey, I don't want to live with my mom anymore. She's going to be moving soon. Can I sleep on your couch? And I said, yes. At the time, this person was presenting male. I want to say about 2 months in, they started presenting female after degrading transgender people for months. And I had told them I can't deal with that. You have to like accept something inside yourself, or something's wrong with you. I don't know. Yeah. So this person then invited another one of our friends to come sleep at my house without talking to me. This person I did end up talking to and said, hey, you know, if you're gonna live with me, you don't have to pay rent, but you do have to contribute. This person did contribute heavily. They were great, but they also did some questionable things, like fighting on my lawn because they were obsessed with MMA, and I think he still is. I haven't talked to him since the whole incident because we were all going through some shit. Anyways, so Christmas of this year in question, the person who came out as trans, she now, because she still goes by she, slept with my boyfriend after they did cocaine. Yeah, I went to my mother's house that night and I was not aware of what they were doing. And when I got back, my boyfriend, who was my fiance at the time, told me what happened, and I just went quiet, and I had to stay at my mom's for a few nights. And I came back, and I didn't say anything. I actually went into a really weird depression where I didn't eat, and I was watching Sky Life, and I saw the thing about water diets, so I tried that, and then I quit my job because I was so depressed, and I had also watched a lady die at work. which was kind of weird. I don't want to discuss that here because that is not something you guys need to be privy to. But yeah, that's something that happened. After that, this person I was with, it had been almost a year since the incident. It was now September. My birthday was the next day, and they broke up with me. And I had an even worse mental break. And I headed to my mom's just to get away for a night. Come to find out, I'm getting kicked out of my house because of them. My ex messages me, come get your shit, and made it seem like I was the one who wanted this to the other people in the house. Yeah. That was some cruel shit. And the door slammed behind me after I grabbed my stuff. I actually had to grab my own pillow from underneath his head because when I got there, he was asleep. Yeah, that was crazy. So I had to go live with my mother, which did not turn out right. We did fight because I was going through a hard point in my life. And I also had a disabled dog who I genuinely loved this dog. His name was Elias Chotsworth. He was my baby, but you know, I had to leave my mom's, so I had to give him up for adoption, and that was one of the hardest things I did. And then I walked all the way back to my old house where my ex lived. Terrible idea, by the way. Don't do it. Don't ever degrade yourself that much that you have to go back to your ex's house because you don't know what to do. And so I stayed there for a couple weeks, and I got kicked out again. That was a whole shebangle. I actually got grabbed by the wrist before I left, which was terrible and terrifying. I'm still kind of bouncing back. It's been a couple years now. I believe this was 2021. So 4 years now. Almost. I don't want to mess up my eyeliner. What? This is crappy eyeliner. Yeah, that's gonna be some shitty eyeliner. Sorry, guys. But yeah. So that's what Four Walls is going to be about once you guys listen to it. I also have another album kind of queued up that's coming out. It's going to be called Fantasy, and it is actually about fantasy realms because I absolutely adore fantasy aspects, obviously. 2 of the songs are actually about fairies calling to you, so hopefully you guys enjoy that. Gonna blend this little eye out and make this little crappy eyeliner a little bit more smoky. But I figured I was gonna make this video because I think people need to know what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. I'm gonna try to stay consistent throughout this thing. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Hit that little bell down below. You know, that little thing. Blend, blend, blend. But yeah, Viridian Rays is going to be as authentic as possible. So any questions or any thoughts, comments, concerns, you can go ahead and ask. I don't mind. I actually have another channel, which if you've followed me from there, hi Creeplings. It's Creeps and Crawls Mystery Hour, where I talk about mystery, history, cryptid creatures, paranormal activities. I was doing my music there. Oh, hello, Sam. Sam is my new dog. He's a little chihuahua. I've had him for roughly 3-ish years. He's 3 years old, so yeah, 3 years. He's my baby. My new baby, I should say, because I miss my Elias. Let's put a little light under here. See how that looks. Do I like this? I do like this. Okay, we'll stick with that. I don't usually do get ready with me's because I don't know what that is. I don't know her. Do you think we're gonna be like 80 years old and in the nursing home and like people are gonna look at us and go, you're crazy? Because we'll just be quoting memes and vines. Like all I can hear in my head is free shabakadoo half the time. I swear we're gonna be like 80 something and it's gonna be crazy. We are the weakest generation. Oh, by the way, I am 26 years old, for anyone watching that was wondering. And I am doing my makeup like a fairy because I can, bitch. But yeah. Sorry if the camera's repositioned, I dropped my phone mid doing this. I am using my mirror as like a phone holder right now. Is this my loose glitter or is this my sheen powder? Oh, the liner I used on my lips, I did actually check. It is NYX. I should have guessed though, NYX is my favorite brand. I just don't pay attention to what brands I'm using because half the time I get that cheapy, like, cheap makeup from the drugstore. Get like this, like, nice little glittery look of the eye. Sorry about my shitty film quality. That's what I use for my videos. I do have a camera. I just have not figured out how to use it yet because it says I need an SD card, but I can't find one that freaking works. Because I got mine from a Chinese, like, site. I'm not gonna mention which site because I might get some backlash. But we all know her. We really do. I don't pride myself in using, like, fast fashion or, like, anything. If it was my choice, I would use, like, custom designers or, like, just straight thrifting. I would love to have, like, a gown for, like, the fairy shit that I do. Because that would be fun. I think we're gonna do some pink and green flowers because I still want to talk. I've got, like, stuff to say. So far, yeah, that's my story. Now with the fantasy album, I believe you guys will like it because there's, like, this song called The Caravan. I'm gonna start it out with. And it's about this caravan that like you take from it, and it gives you stuff for free. But if you take it without asking, it's got consequences. Little consequences. Say a certain magic sword and a cloak. No, I won't tell you the whole thing because I don't want to give it away, and I'm very excited about this song. We're like very excited about this song. But I will say it is a fairy caravan, obviously. We also have a song about an orc who is feeling maybe a little too big for her britches in a tavern filled with little people. She's like, oh, maybe I don't belong here. And then a halfling just kind of comes up to her, and you'll see where that goes. I also did a song called Little Goblin, and let's just say it's kind of like an ugly duckling story, and I think you guys will really, really enjoy that one. Man, I cannot get my yellow open. A good song to check out when it comes out is, let's see, Life in a Cage. I couldn't remember the name of the song for a minute because I was delving into different names for it. Like, I was thinking about calling it Let Me Out or Breaking Away, but I wasn't sure. So we wound up going with Life in a Cage, even though it's super long and super weird. I like it better than all the other options. I'm thinking these are gonna be like the little insides to the flower. Little flower insides. Oh, pink was not dark enough against my skin. By the way, I'm a very white bitch, and I am so sorry. I was gonna say sorry. Sorry, guys. I'm white. Maybe we'll use red. Maybe I'll go and get red. Yeah, we'll break out the red. Is that red? No. There we are. I haven't done stuff like this in forever. I stopped doing my makeup a while ago. So if it looks atrocious, it's because I am out of practice. I used to do face painting. I actually once did face painting for like a trick or treat at the Y. Kids loved me. Because I love that fantasy aspect. So I learned to do like a lot of butterflies. She is not coming out how I want her to. Yell at the flower for me. I want it to be very flower. But it does not want to be very flower. It wants to be whatever this mess is. I am obviously not a professional makeup artist. Look at this. By the way, that's not too bad in the camera, but if you were to see it in my little mirror here, you'd be kind of frightened of me. It kind of looks like I'm bleeding a little bit in real life. We're gonna try this again. But yeah, I just want to be open and honest with you guys about what's coming and how I plan to do it. And really with who I am as a person. That way you get like deep insights. I just want to be me. That one's much better. At least in person she is. I know you can't really see on the camera. This thing that I'm looking into that ain't working too well. But yeah, I just want to be genuine with you guys, and I don't know what that entails, so we're gonna work as we go. Wow. Okay, my eye looks huge. I'll probably use this music like in a music video like later. I'm thinking about starting fantasies. Or fantasy, I should say, because that's what it is. It's essentially D&D music. You'll love it. Amazing. Cute pop. I can't get green open. Maybe we'll skip the green swirls, but I really didn't want to because I love green. My channel is named after a shade of green. So of course I love green. My hands are a mess, a mess. Using my teeth. Should get it. Yes. As you noticed, I kind of have big teeth. So when I am singing, it doesn't look like I'm singing half the time. Same with when I'm talking, because I like to talk with my mouth like this. I did post earlier like a little cover of Jolene if you want to go check her out. You know, Jolene, 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 Jolene. Love that song. Really, really love that song. Dolly Parton is an inspiration. Same with Tori Amos and Cher. I'm actually starting to really dig Chaperone. At first I wasn't like about the hype, but she's really cute too. Billie Eilish has started to become a thing. I didn't know who she was 2 years ago. But I did kind of have like my roots showing, so for a little bit people thought I was doing a Billie Eilish thing, which is actually when I figured out about who she was. I want to say Happier Than Ever is my favorite song by her right now. And Dove Cameron, let's just say she's coming out of the works. Love her. I've loved her since freaking Disney. I loved her in Descendants, Liv and Maddie. I just loved her. Just from the minute I saw her. I think she was also in like an episode of like some crime show. I can't remember what it was. Which one it was, I should say. Oh man. Well, we have a random whiff up there. May as well add something. Let's see what we got. What do you got for me? Purple. Try her out. But yeah, Dove Cameron's making pop music now, and that's kind of cute. Oh, that's my art behind me. If you're ever wondering, I do make art as well. I can paint better than I can do makeup. To be fair, I am trying to do makeup in a camera, and I'm trying to do it in a mirror at the same time. So don't hate me, guys. Why does that look more pink than the pink looked pink? Add that little yellow spot. I don't know. I don't like these guys. That's what I've been using on my face. They kind of suck. They don't fully color in. They're supposed to be eyeliner, and I never use colored eyeliner. I think that's it for my makeup though. Is she a look? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know what my hair is doing today. It's usually kind of curly. Right now it's kind of poofy. Maybe it's the heat. Wouldn't know. I was only outside for a little bit. Let's have these show a little bit more. She a fairy. She a love. But that's it. That's me. Have a good